Good morning, guys. We are 47 minutes into London session so far. Not that much for me personally, I'm seeing this week. Obviously, I'm still in this Bitcoin trade, still holding. I do definitely want to see 24,750 super clean psychological level. Look at this, super clean, right on that low. So I definitely do want to see if price can actually come back down into this area. And I also do want to see if we can come all the way back down and trade into this weekly zone in here. Now, how long that's going to be, obviously, I don't know. I do definitely want to see about taking some sort of partials in and around this low, and then I will let to see and just leave a position just to run, just to see if we do go anything nice. But definitely potentially around 22 could be on the cards. But I really do definitely want to see this low get taken. If you guys want to see more of a breakdown on this, then I did a full like top down on this. So feel free to just go on the channel a bit and just have scroll up and have a look, and it shall be on there. But for the time being, Bitcoin, I am literally just holding this for the here and now though. 4 hour, we came into this 4 hourly zone. We had a nice little shift, just looking for the zone that caused that shift. This was that first sponsor move that actually caused like this big move. We had this big imbalance as well. And we mitigated. It kind of took like a week to do all of this. I mean, you can see going in from Monday, and then when was it kind of we started to dive? Thursday, we kind of did a little something, and then Friday we just consolidate for the whole day, and obviously Monday going into the Asian session we dropped off. Now I do probably expect this to have a bit of a pullback, and that's fine. We can just use basic fib on this. Could maybe see some area up within here get tested, or maybe just run out this Asian high. Either way, I'm still looking to see that this is quite a strong zone. 4 hourly, you can see when our EMAs last crossed, we were kind of trading up for a bit. And again, we do have that EMA cross as well. So that's going to potentially be nice to see if we can just stay under that 50 EMA and just kind of ride this for the week. On the 4 hour, obviously, I feel like we can all see this. We do also have this zone up here. So price could do that. We could shift. We could, let's see if we put a fib from the low to the high. So yeah, we could maybe see that zone get filled, or we could have a run into it. Personally, I don't think so. I think it could just leave it unmitigated, and then when the time's right, then we run, because like there's still loads of zones in here, like I was talking about within this zone, which we haven't still met. So just because there is a zone doesn't always mean it's actually going to be met. But for the time being, I am just going to hold this. Hopefully, want to see first targets of around 24,750. Okay, cool. Euro NZD. This is the next setup. This looks quite nice. As you can see, we have been bullish. Where's my tool? Cool. So we have break structure. This is a high, high, low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high. Just looking at the structure within here. So really and truly, in the grand scheme of things, whoops. In the grand scheme of things, price could even trade a little bit lower. You can see we literally just came in and met that 50%. Really nice. We did come into that zone. But for this overall daily move, whoops, probably just take this last candle that caused all of it. We can take the 80% just as a bit of a deeper retracement, and you can see where that 80% is actually a zone that I'm looking for to line up, and it's also lining up with another fib level that I'm looking at. So again, that's nice to see. What is that zone down here that I'm looking for? I'm pretty sure it's on a 4 hour. Yeah, so 4 hour, we do have this tiny little move, and it did just sweep that low, which is still a 4 hour unmitigated zone. So that's going to be nice to see if we could have a possible run down into these zones, either up here, either like this. So we could definitely see a run down here. We definitely could even see a run deeper, and we potentially could just take out these lows, even though we have had a slight raid. I sometimes zones don't always hold, as you guys know, and we could just continue fall through it. But for what I'm looking at for the time being is you can see we are in a super clean bearish market. We have breaks of structure. Well, would I have classed this as a break of structure? Yes, I mean, somewhat technically, because we did close below. One thing which kind of would have stumped me is this massive raid and then that shift above here. And then potentially would have been looking for some zone in here. But again, you can see we crashed through it. That's fine. So what demand was in here was now broken with the supply, which is here. Not only have we invalidated it, we've also had a clear break of structure. Price has actually traded two sessions below it. So what time was this? This was basically 9 a.m. So like London, we pretty much died off. New York, we stayed all below the supply, generating ourselves again. We come up Asian session, we are kind of coming down slightly, but I think we could have some sort of like buy to sell movement. That could be really, really nice to see. We can drop it down a little bit more. You can see we have this 1 hourly zone, and we have my secondly 1 hourly zone just a little bit high, because you can see that is just slightly mitigated. 30-minute again, really super clean zone, but we did actually mitigate off this, and technically this zone now hasn't been mitigated, so we could maybe just have like a slight run and then a little bit more of a deeper pullback. And that does kind of line up more with my pocket area fib. But again, equally, I know that anywhere past the 50% is going to be valid. And you can see we did actually try to come up to the 50%. We didn't. What we did do is what I'm really enjoying seeing is we have a lot of these flat highs in the Asian session. So mitigation, potential run, buy to sell. So Euro NZD, possibly looking for shorts, looking at super nice bearish momentum unless these highs get broken. I don't really want to be doing anything else so far at the time being, but these are definitely very nice zones to be trading from. What can we go into 50-minute? Is there anything in this zone? Okay, so other than this really big wave on a 1 minute, what do we have? Okay, so yeah, you can see all of this was news. All of this was just pure manipulation, pure orders, literally just getting thrown about. Where was it? Super clean Wyckoff, manipulation, shift. That would have actually been valid to come into here. And you can see where price did actually start coming, or where this sell to buy movement started. You can see prices mitigating. We kind of give people a little bit of hope, and then we fucking just plummeted through. So unfortunately, things like that do happen. But again, it's fine, because if you can understand what's happening, you can then just look for the counteractive. Okay, the counteractive is we've now shifted, we've broken. Now we're just looking for the supply, i.e. here or here, because this invalidated our zone that did actually shift. You can't argue this was actually a shift of momentum, because you can see we have this zone breaking the structures. So that would have been acceptable. I probably would have taken this trade, but equally, I didn't actually take this trade. But now seeing going into this week, full breaker structure, just looking for the zone that caused this. And I think sometimes trades like this, when supply and demand has actually been broken, I have just like that slight bit more confidence on, because I feel like these ones are a little bit more, you have more confirmation within the trades when you're looking at them. So obviously I'm not saying this is a guaranteed. We could either not hit it and we could just plummet from here, or we could just ride and break structures. But if we then did break structures, it'd be exactly the same thing. We'd be looking for the zone that caused basically all of this supply, and then look for longs. But let's get that to that bridge when we cross it. I am looking for shorts. First one is going to be like a 1 to 3.6, maybe running it down to like a 1 to 4.6 as well. And then if we come into our higher time frame zone, we have a 1B, 1 to 6. And then if that runs, we potentially could have 1 to 8. So potential nice setups on those. Gold, gold, nothing. Kind of was looking for a zone up here. What was it on a 2 hour? An hour. Yeah, I think it was just this like overall move. Again, sometimes when things are like a bit too clean, I don't think they always work out. We could maybe just have a slight run and then that continuation down. That's a possibility. Honestly, I'm just letting this one breeze. I'm letting it ride. First of all, we didn't actually check out the dollar. So obviously, dollar is just, well, what can we say about it other than it's bullish? Again, just going to be copying the same zones and the same points to see if we can get any sort of mitigation from them. Again, like I said, this zone didn't get tested. This zone didn't get tested. This zone didn't. This zone didn't. So what are the chances, or this zone hasn't. So what are the chances maybe this one? Equally, we could be surprised if we did see a break or pullback. I would still be looking for that long. We could just come down and then continue with it. I wouldn't really, I'm going to be looking for bullish movement either way, either from this zone or this zone. I am definitely going to be eyeing up the first one. Why am I eyeing up the first one? Because that's the most recent zone that caused the break of structure here. We're just looking for that POI, which caused it within this structure point, and this is that. We did break, we pulled back, testing this kind of overall supply and demand zone. We mitigate slightly and we pushed. Again, break of structure, could see that pullback and continuation, but let's see, because nothing else has so far. Silver, I was in a small position last week. I was eyeing up this 30-minute zone for a while. I did actually post this as a trade idea. So if you guys, again, scroll up in the chat, I'm sure it will be there. So we came in to this zone and I had a 5-minute zone. 5-minute zone marked out, which is this little guy here. I didn't place an order on this, but that's fine. But you can see I was actually behind my computer at the time when it happens. So price came in, we mitigated, we started dropping off, price pulled up again. I said, okay, if we're gonna get a test of this zone, I'm gonna look to see if I can short it. We came in, we tested this zone. I got in as it was just kind of going short again. We did have a small kind of little die off, nothing really too significant. But I do want to see if we can get these zones get run. It was nice to see we had this breaker structure. Now I'm just looking to see if this is actually going to get mitigated or if we're actually going to come deeper, because in reality, I was still waiting for silver to come back down into this weekly zone. We do have a lot of lows in here which haven't been run yet. Let's just remove everything so you can see a naked chart. So we do have room to maybe pull up. We do have room to come down. What it wants to do, it's kind of coming into this like wedge. So I do feel like some sort of break is going to happen at some point. Whether and when that will be, I don't know. Maybe if there's any news or something coming up, that could be used as an excuse. So far, I'm just going to wait and see what happens. We could get potential re-entry opportunities. What I can see is we did pull into this imbalance in here. Okay, cool. So we came and filled 50% of this little imbalance here. Why am I picking that out? Because everything in here so far has been mitigated. This was our little low. We actually started breaking it. We did have some small demand in here, which is broken. This is the last point within this whole move, which could potentially be filled or tested. We had this 2 a.m. Asian high just get run. If we do now break, I do want to have a look for a pullback into this. First targets being this whole zone. and then second target's just running that lower. That is if this setup comes into play. We could just run all of this and like, fuck, that is what that is. That's fine. As long as you're adapting and things, doesn't really matter. So potential silver setup on here. Euro pound was looking for maybe a short just off the radar this high, literally just grabbed it. I'm not looking or seeing anything too spectacular. But let's see again what the week holds. Again, AU for me, nothing really that much. We do have a little 15-minute zone in here, which was what mitigated. Let's go back. Sorry, my mouse is being annoying. So we had a zone in here, like a 5-minute zone in here, which mitigated. This got mitigated from. I didn't really like to trade from this zone because we have the equal highs, and I didn't know if that was going to get a run or not. We mitigated though. We came a little bit deeper into it, and we actually started coming to this wick. You can see how we've just literally tested that wick. A wick is nothing more than just a buy to sell or a sell to buy, just very quick. We have a major zone of imbalance in here, which is actually lining up with this really nice 15-minute zone, which just kind of mitigated within here. So maybe shorts on there. I'm still looking for dollar strength because I don't like these lows that much. So let's wait and see. But for me, the only really nice setups are Euro NZD and Bitcoin. I will keep everyone updated on these, see how they go. If anyone's got any questions, please let me know. Feel free to fire away. It's only 9 a.m. UK time GMT, so there is plenty of time. We have the whole week ahead, so I will keep everyone updated. So I hope you guys have a good trading morning or trading day, whatever it is you're doing, and we will talk again soon. All right, guys.